Once the proper key is inserted into the lock, all the pins align along the shear line. You can turn the key and the lock releases. Now how this works is you have cuts that are made into the key. that are at different depths. What we do is the lower pins in the lock are all different lengths to match whatever key depth you have in the key. They're made so that when you put the key in, all the heights will be the same and be on the shear line once the proper key is inserted. So to change the combination, what we would do is change the length of the pins in each one of the holes, and we would change the key cuts in the key to match that. Now there's only a set number of... when pinning locks, there's usually only a set number of different length pins, so our combination is usually one of 5 or 6 different type options. So for each pin in the lock, you might have 5 or 6 different choices, and the combination of all those would make up whatever your key code is. To change the combination in most locks, what we'd have to do is disassemble to change the combination in most pin tumbler type locks. To change the combination in most pin tumbler type locks, what we would have to do is remove the cylinder from the plug. To change the combination in most pin tumbler type locks, we would have to remove the plug cylinder, take out the lower pins, change them to the different combination, and reassemble the lock. Then we would have to make a key to fit the new combination of the lock. We'll be looking at how to disassemble locks later in the program, but for now at least you have better... At this point, the important thing to remember is how the mechanism actually works. It's always the same type. With pin tumbler locks, for pin tumbler type locks, no matter what type of lock it is, for pin tumbler type locks, no matter what type of lock it is, the operation is pretty much the same. We insert the key into the lock. For pin tumbler type locks, the locks themselves may be quite a bit different, but the mechanism inside is basically the same. And the whole idea is that once we put the key in, all the pins will line up on the shear line. And once that happens, we can rotate it and release the lock.